I'm trained upon. So that is a bit of introduction from my end. I am MCT, Microsoft Certified Trainer, MCP, Microsoft Certified Professional. So that is a bit of introduction from my end. Now, what is the role a DevOps would be able to do? What is a DevOps engineer role? So it says DevOps professional combine people, process, and technologies to continuously deliver valuable products and services that meet end user needs and business objectives. DevOps professional would be able to streamline the delivery by optimizing practices, improving communication and collaboration, and creating automation. So more and more automation can be created so that we would be able to reduce the manual intervention. So wherever there is a manual intervention, there could be a chances for the delay. There could be a chances for the errors. If in case we would be able to build a process where we would be able to achieve more automation, the chances, I'm not saying that there will be no errors or there will be no flaws. Obviously there will be flaws and we have to rectify it. It's a continuous journey, but chances of errors and chances of delaying things will reduce to a great extent. So it is not possible to make it as a 0%, but yes, the effort should be put in that direction where we would be able to reduce these things as low as possible. Then they would be able to design and implement strategies for applications code, infrastructure that allow for continuous integration, continuous testing, continuous delivery, and continuous monitoring and feedback. So what we do normally, I'm sure you would have seen certain applications where continuous integration and continuous development are being done. So what happens is, now let's say we have built the application. After building the application, what we will do, we first of all, we need to plan something. We have to plan an application. After planning the application, we will build the application as per the planning. After building the application, we would like to continuously integrate the application. So whatever we have built just now, once the application new version is done, probably we would just like to deploy that. We would like to have a continuous integration. We will deploy that into the production. Into the production we will deploy, then we will try to operate on that application. Once we operate on the application, we will receive some feedbacks. We can receive some feedbacks from our internal employees. We can receive the feedbacks maybe from our clients or from our vendors, from the users who are using the application. Based upon the feedback, we will again make some changes. We will again plan a next version. Maybe we would like to make changes into the code. Maybe we would like to bring some more features. Maybe we would like to remove some existing features. Maybe we will try to upgrade some features. So based upon the feedback, again, we will do the planning. Again, we will build a next code with some changes. And then again, we will integrate that. Again, we will deploy that into production. So basically, this is going into a loop. We are planning, building, integrating, continuously operating it, continuously getting the feedback, and then again doing the same loop: plan, build, continuous integration, deployment, operations, and feedback. So it says Azure DevOps professionals must be able to design and implement DevOps practices for version control. Version control is like, let's say I created a code. I have given it a code, some version. Now, when I will make some changes into the code, a next version of the code is being applied or is being created. I'm sure all of you would be using some apps on your mobiles. It could be Android app, it could be apps from Apple Store. You keep on getting that message that a new version is available for this particular application. Maybe you can upgrade to that version. So what is happening? A new version of the application code has been released. So first of all, we have to generate the new version. Then we would be able to build it. And then we would be able to release it for the users. And then users will deploy it. And then they will give the feedback. And based upon that, again, new version will be released. So it says Azure DevOps professional must be able to design and implement DevOps practices for version control, compliance, infrastructure as a code. So we can use infrastructure as a code. In infrastructure as a code, there are multiple ways by which we can actually deploy the infrastructure. We can deploy the infrastructure with the help of ARM templates. There is something called as ARM templates in Azure. ARM template stands for Azure Resource Manager templates. We can deploy it maybe with the help of Terraform. right? There are multiple tools which we can use in order to deploy it. It says uh, we can do the compliance infrastructure as a code, configuration management. We have to build it, then we have to release it. After releasing it, we will do the testing. And after doing the testing, we will deploy it into the production environment. So all of these can be done with the help of DevOps tools, and DevOps professionals will be the one who will be doing all these things. Guys, I would like to ask a question with a question from all of you. Probably you will be getting an option for the you have an option in Zoom that you would be able to raise your hands. Please tell me how many of you have experience with Azure? Like how many of you already have some experience in Azure? Because anyone who's new to the Azure, okay, so I'm seeing a few people are raising their hands. They have experience in Azure, okay, right? Because anyone who is new to the Azure, who do not have an understanding of the Azure architecture at all, there might be people who are new to the Azure, do not have any understanding of the Azure architecture. For them, it can become a bit difficult. Azure DevOps is it's not a beginner level or it's not an intermediate level of a course. It is the professional level of a course, a high level of a course. In order to understand it completely, in order to understand it in an appropriate manner, one needs to have good understanding of the Azure architectures. Maybe one should be the Azure, he understand how the resources are created in Azure, how do we manage resources in Azure, or maybe someone who have a good understanding of the Azure architecture.